What's going on, guys? Dakota here, and today I have a video for all of you gearheads out there. I'm going to be talking about what exactly an everyday carry is, or EDC is sometimes how you see it referred to online. It's pretty simple. It is essentially just everything that you carry around with you. Typically, this is what you carry on your person, in your pockets, and or in a bag. Oftentimes, people are using messenger and commuting style bags that have a lot of weather resistance because they want to protect themselves from the outside conditions because they're commuting on a bike or something like that. The awesome thing about an everyday carry and kind of showcasing it in the community online is it's sort of a subsect of the fashion world, but you don't have to follow any kind of aesthetic to really fit into it because it's honestly just a photograph taken of all of the items sort of in a grid pattern that you would carry around with you every single day. There's even a website dedicated to this called Everyday Carry. I will link it down below. They have a lot of good posts of different people's everyday carries, and also they have links and articles and things like that to purchase the types of gadgets and gear that people have in their everyday carry. Typically it is a very gear heavy type of thing. A lot of the people who carry on a lot of items with them are doing jobs that require tools or special items, but like I said, you can fit any aesthetic. For example, maybe a construction worker's everyday carry would be his walkie-talkie, cell phone, and some multi-tools, whereas someone who's like a graphic designer in a city might have a waterproof messenger bag and they have a sketchbook and their iPhone earbuds. So I'm going to show you what exactly is in my everyday carry and why I like to carry these things around with me when I do use a bag, because otherwise my EDC is pretty much just a phone and wallet and keys, you know, the typical things. So for my everyday carry bag, I like to use this messenger looking bag. It is a multi-layered nylon or polyester type of material. It's got some weather resistance to it because of the multi-layeredness to it, and it's got a lot of compartments, and I got it for really cheap at Goodwill for around $8. It's actually a diaper bag from Pottery Barn Kids, so it's not something that you would see a normal person using typically, but I kind of like the aesthetic of it and it just fits with a lot of my outfits. In the front pockets, I usually like to keep things like my keys and chapstick and stuff that I need access to really quickly, or maybe even my phone. But right now I only have the chapstick in here because that is essential of mine, and my keys are actually on the side attached to a carabiner. That way I can attach my water bottle to it if I need to. So let's get into what's inside the bag. First off, 40-ounce hydro flask, just because that's an essential in Arizona. It's super hot. You're gonna get too dehydrated and die possibly here, so definitely need that. Next up in the main compartment of the bag, I have this modular zip pouch that was made by an Instagrammer called Crooked Saint. He makes a lot of cool bags and pouches and things like that, slings. Probably seen him on the techwear communities online and possibly on Instagram. Super cool, sells this stuff for super cheap. I use this pouch for electronics because I like to have an extra layer of protection in case I do end up getting into like a heavy rainstorm or something like that. The bag isn't 100% waterproof. First off, cell phone, iPhone 10, you know, classic. Everyone needs their phone. I always carry around headphones and chargers in this bag as well, and I have wired headphones, wireless, and my charger kind of all tangled up. That is also a part of the little pouch inside. I oftentimes like to carry extra clothes with me, whether it's a change of clothes or accessories such as a hat or things like that. I will often have a hat inside this bag. The final thing in the main compartment that I usually carry is something like a book or something that is a form of entertainment that can occupy my time during my commute, because I usually use this bag when I'm using public transport or I'm going on a trip with friends or something like that, and usually if there's downtime, then I have a book with me. And on the inside there's also this extra flap that comes out that has like an organizer. It's just kind of an extra feature that's part of the bag that's kind of cool. I've used this bag so much that it's actually started to tear and it's getting really worn out. I've had it for about 3 years, but it's still going strong. In the secondary compartment of this bag, I always bring a Nintendo gaming system with me. Recently it's been my Switch, but usually it's my DS or Game Boy. I usually bring those around because they're smaller, but I've been hooked on the Switch lately. The final item that I have in here is in a zipped protected pocket, and it is my wallet. From just kind of looking at the types of things that I have in my bag, you can kind of see what kind of person I am, and that's kind of why I like these everyday carry posts that people put on Instagram and on different forums. It's almost like having a fit pick in a way. It's like an aspect that's similar to that, and it is really interesting to see the kinds of gadgets that people have, because most of the people that post these types of things are into some really crazy artisan type handcrafted goods that are just crazy, like like super insane pens that are really expensive. When you get into the hardware of the bags, it gets even crazier. There's all kinds of different slings and modular bags you can get. And you know, when you look at things like the highest end of the spectrum would probably be Acronym and Bagjack. They have very expensive bags. A lot of the gear centric people use them in their commutes, and their bags kind of reflect their lifestyle, and they oftentimes carry a lot of things that further down the line on a more cheaper end, I would say Arc'teryx bags, but they're still kind of expensive, but they're really good for minimalist style if you're into that kind of aesthetic for your bags. It's more sort of like business looking and sophisticated and almost adultish, if you were to call it anything, I guess. And then on the lower end of the spectrum, you have things like North Face and Patagonia, and those are really popular in the everyday carry world and community online. Like I said earlier, if I were not to be carrying this bag to be able to have all this stuff, I'd probably just have my phone, keys, and wallet in my pockets, and that's the essentials for me. Some people keep it super minimalistic, and other people have huge rucksacks full of gear. It's a pretty cool aspect of fashion that I think that people in the fashion world kind of know about, but you know, the average person wouldn't think of, you know, just taking photos of the things that they carry around with them every day, because everyone's got their things that they bring with them. I would love to see what you guys carry around every day. Let me know in the comments down below, or you can link to your Instagram or something like that, and I can check out the actual pictures. I will leave links in the description of all kinds of bags and websites and products and things like that that are kind of related to everyday carry, so you guys can get some more gadgets and gear, because there's so much cool things out there. As always, subscribe if you enjoyed this. Check out my other fashion videos. Until next time, stay Gucci.